Section 9.4, accounting for cash payments. You have two objectives. You need to be able to record cash payments using a cash payments journal, and you need to be able to record replenishment of a petty cash fund. So our cash payments journal is another special journal that we're going to use to record only cash payment transactions. So anytime that we use cash to pay something for something, it's going to go into our cash payments journal. Here's what our cash payments journal is going to look like. So we have our date, we have our account title. Notice here for our document number, it does say check number. So that's going to be a hint for us. Anytime that we have a check, that's going to go into our cash payments journal. We still have our general debit and credit columns. That means that the debit or the credit is going to go with whatever account is written in this column. We have a special amount column for accounts payable debit, a special amount column for purchases discount credit, and then of course our cash credit. Every time, every transaction that we use or put in here should have a cash credit. If it does not have a cash credit, we are in the wrong journal. Okay, trade discount. A list price is the retail price that is listed in a catalog or on an internet site. A trade discount is a reduction in that list price granted to a merchandising business. So sometimes we might give merchandising businesses a lower cost, and that we would call then that trade discount. And then the net price is simply the price after the trade discount has been deducted from the list price is referred to as our net price. A cash discount is a deduction that a vendor allows on an invoice amount to encourage prompt payment. So what happens is if I'm buying my t-shirts from a different vendor, they might offer me a little bit of a cash discount if I pay them earlier. So maybe they say that I need to have my payment in 30 days, but then they tell me if you pay us in 10 days, we'll give you a 2% discount. The reason that they do that is because they want to encourage me to pay them cash. They want their cash for the merchandise that they sold me. So to encourage me, I might take advantage of that 2% discount that they're offering. The general amount column is a journal amount column that is not headed with an account title. So all they're saying here is any column in a journal that is not a special amount column is simply a general amount column. All right, let's look at our first transaction. On November 3rd, it says that we wrote a check to Kelser Promotions for advertising, $600, check number 689. So two clues in here to tell us that we're going into our cash payments. One, it says that we're writing a check, so we know we're paying cash. And then the other one, they give us a check, so that tells us it goes into our cash payments journal. So we're going to start with our date. In this case, we're debiting our expense account advertising expense for $600, and we're crediting cash for $600. And then we're going to write in our check number. Notice we're not going to put a C for check here. We're simply going to write 689 because this column is already labeled as check number. Next transaction, buying supplies for cash. November 6th, it says that we wrote a check to Wells Office Supply for store supplies, $56.20, check number 690. Again, we see that we have a check that we're paying cash, so that tells us we're going into our cash payments journal. Here we're going to start with our date. We're going to debit supplies office for $56.20, and we're crediting cash. And then we're going to write in our source document, $690. November 9th, purchase merchandise from Polar Refrigeration for cash, $480, check number 697. Now, do not get confused with this one, because before we were looking at when we purchase merchandise, we put it into our purchases journal. However, the only thing that goes into our purchases journal is when we purchase merchandise on account. In this case, we are paying cash for that merchandise. Whenever we pay cash, no matter what we are buying, it goes into our cash payments journal. So we are going to have our date. In this case, we're going to debit our purchases account for $480, and we're going to credit cash for $480. Last step then is to put in our check number of $697. Okay, so a discount period is a period of time during which a customer may take that cash discount that I talked about earlier. A purchase discount is when a company that has purchased merchandise on account takes advantage of that cash discount. A contra account is an account that reduces a related account on a financial statement, and we'll see an example of that in a little bit. So here we have November 14th, we paid cash on account to Gal Electric, $627.20, covering purchase invoice number 489 for $640, less a 2% discount of $12.80, check number 702. So I see that I paid cash, I have a check, that tells me I'm going into my cash payments journal. Now, what I'm going to do in this case, I'll start with my date, excuse me, and then I'm going to put the vendor in my account title. Okay, so I'm going to write that in my account title column. And then I'm going to write the total amount. Okay, so that total amount is what I actually owed them. When I initially bought from that invoice was for $640. So I'm debiting, notice it's kind of two debits in one. I'm debiting accounts payable, specifically Gal Electric. Then it tells me that I'm getting a 2% discount of $12.80. So that discount is going to go into my purchases discount, and that is a credit. The difference between these two numbers then, the amount that I owed and the discount that I received, is going to be the actual amount of cash that I paid. So for me, sometimes it's easier to start with my cash. If I figure out, okay, here it says I paid this amount in cash, I'm going to put that number in first. Then I'm going to put in what I owed to the accounts payable, and then I find the difference, and that's my purchase discount. They don't always give us the amount here. If they said 2%, we would take 640 times 2%, and that's how they figured out that discount. Now, whenever, really we should be doing this with any transaction, but especially when we have more than two accounts affected, we should be double checking to make sure that our debits equal our credits. So in this case, we have one debit. That should equal the total of our two credits. And then our last step would be to put that check number 702 into that column. So here we're saying that we're going to pay off a purchase invoice, but on this case, we did not get a discount. We wrote a check to SNR Imports to pay on account $2,512, covering purchase invoice number 468, check number 706. So in this case, it's the same thing, except we don't have a discount. So we have our date, we have our vendor name, we have then that debit to accounts payable for the total amount that we owed them. And then we are crediting cash for that full amount as well because we paid them the full amount. And then we write in our check number. Okay, replenishing petty cash fund. We've done this before. It's just now we're recording it into a different journal. So November 22nd, we paid cash to replenish the petty cash fund, $214.82. Advertising was $124, store supplies $62.18, miscellaneous expense of $28.95, and then we had cash over of 31 cents. So here they show us our petty cash report where they got that information from. And then here's our cash payments journal. So I'm going to put in my date, and then I'm going to put in whatever I spent my money on. So advertising expense, I have store supplies, I have miscellaneous expense, and then my cash shortened over. Now I know that what I spent my money on, advertising, supplies, and miscellaneous, those three things I'm going to debit for sure. So I put those debits in. I'm crediting cash. They tell us the amount is $214.82. So I'm crediting cash for $214.82. That gives me then the difference of that 31 cents for cash over. Remember I told you that little trick that I use? Cash short. Short is on the left. That means a debit if it's short. Over is on the right. That means it's a credit if it's an over. So I'm crediting cash short and over for 31 cents. Now, again, you should double check to make sure that your debits equal your 2 credits. Last step would be to put in that check number of 707. Out of your understanding, number 1, what is the net price of an item with a $1,200 list price having a 60% trade discount? You might get your calculator out for this one. Okay, there's actually 2 ways that we can do this. If we were to take 1,200 times 60%, that gives us a discount of $720. But they're asking us what is the net price. So we would then need to take 1,200 minus the $720 discount to get 480. The other way that we could look at it is if we took 1,200 and we know that we're getting a 60% discount, that tells us that we're paying 40%. All I did here was I took 100% minus the 60% discount. That means that I'm paying 40% of the list price, and that would also give us 480. So 2 different ways you could figure that out. Number 2, why would a vendor offer a cash discount to a customer? Remember, that's to encourage them to get to pay early. A vendor wants their cash as soon as possible, so sometimes giving that small incentive will get their cash faster. Number 3, what is recorded in the general amount columns of the cash payments journal? That is going to be cash payment transactions that do not occur as often. Remember, special amount columns are there for those accounts that we are going to see over and over in that journal. So the general amount columns are for those accounts that we don't see as often. Number 4, what is meant by the terms of sale 210 and 30? You'll actually see this quite a bit. So what that means is that you would get a 2% discount if you pay the invoice in 10 days. If not, you need to pay the net amount, which means the full amount, in 30 days. So the 2 and the N are how much of a discount or what you have to pay. So 2% in 10 days, net in 30 days. Number 5, when journalizing a cash payment to replenish petty cash, what is entered in the account title column of the cash payments journal? So that's where we're going to list what we spent our petty cash funds on. So any account that we use that petty cash money for, we're going to put into our account title column. Number 6, how is cash short recorded in the account cash short and over? That is going to be a debit. Remember the trick I gave you, shorts on the left, debit on the left. Overs on the right, credit on the right. Okay, that was the end of 9.4. You can now go on to the 9.4 work together.